And welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, Gungan droids, Kenobi codes with those extended lifespans to today's video where I'm gonna talk about a big problem I have. It's a good problem, but it's a big problem that I got going on the free-to-play account. We got a big update I want to share with you guys. It's been a crazy week in Star Wars Galaxies, and I think what we're gonna talk about today is gonna tie into all the crazy stuff going on with the Naboo raid, with the confirmation of Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano just this weekend. If you missed it, card in the top right-hand corner. I don't know what cave and Tatooine you're sitting in. Night Troopers on top of that. A lot of crazy stuff happening. But what I want to do today, you might be in a similar situation like me, where you are kind of at a crossroads. What do? Do you catch up on old stuff, or do you try to keep up with what's new? So people, let's get to it, and let's have a little bit of a chat about it. Gary, bring them on over here. So let's first start off with the good news, and then we're going to talk about what the heck are we going to do with the Naboo raid coming out this week and the announcement of Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. Baby steps. Let's talk about it. First things first, I got good news for you guys. The free-to-play account has hit 6 million GP just the other day, and now the greatest free-to-play account of all time is Profundity ready. Currently sitting at a Relic 8, but now we got the stuff after today's Territory Battle Rewards to bump this baby up to Relic 9. So if you don't mind, let's sit back and let's enjoy the sounds. Gary, let's go. 3, 2, 1, crank it up. And the final piece to the puzzle is locked in. The Profundity event should show its lovely face now in a second. We go to the event, and well, somewhere okay. Oh my gosh! Don't tell me. No, don't you dare tell me. Don't you dare tell me it's not going to show its face. Don't make me restart this game. Don't make me restart this game. Oh my gosh! Hold on. Boot up the other account real quick. Let me just make sure. Oh boy, I'm glad I'm recording this. What if I got bamboozled? What if I got bamboozled? As you can see, we have all the Profundity requirements locked in. All right, there we go. That scared me for a second. I'm like, where's the event? It should show up. All right, we're good. We can do the event. So today I'm going to be unlocking Profundity, which is great. Big addition to the account. We have Executor. We're going to have Profundity. And the problem that I have now, oh boy, had a little bit of a heart attack going on there. The problem that I have now is, where do I go from here? I feel like the account is matured enough where we're able to kind of keep up with some of the latest content that's hitting Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So I want to show you the 4 routes that I'm considering. I think I have my mind made up. As you can see, I was expecting the event like this, and maybe I got to restart the free-to-play account. But boy, that scared me, man. That scared me. I was like excited because I'm like, oh boy, we're right on the money. The event came up, and I got the last bit of relics I needed to get Radis up to Relic 9. Woo. All right, crisis averted. So let's chit chat about the future of this account, and maybe a lot of you guys in the same positions. Where do we go from here? So here's the 4 paths. Here are the 4 paths that we have aligned for us here. Path number 1, as you can see, I have the Gungans bookmarked. We had additive drops for the Gungans not too long ago, and I made a lot of solid progress, as well as many of you other guys, when it came to the Gungans. And the way I look at this, Captain Tarpals is a Cantina farm. Super easy. I'll be done in this in a minute. The other ones are the ones that are going to take a little bit longer. We have Boss Nass, Boomadir, and Phalanx, which are all hard nodes. But even so, I mean, we only need what is that? Another, hundreds. Yeah, like a little bit over 100 something on these guys. So it's not that far away. It's not like we're going from 3 stars. We got to go to 7 stars. We're almost there. We're almost at 6 stars for these guys. And you know what I'm saying? So with the Naboo raid starting up this week, and the fact that the Gungans are going to be a part of that Naboo raid and hopefully get you as good of a crate as possible, I thought, all right, this might be great for my guild to help them along, because right now my guild's kind of in a spot where we're in trouble for this Naboo raid. It's going to be a downgrade for rewards, likely going from Endor to Naboo. And on top of that, Gungans are pretty banger. They're one of the best defensive teams. It's not the best non-galactic legend defensive team in the game at the moment. And in case you guys didn't know, they're bugged in a good way. I mean, it's been around for a minute now, so it's not like it's too new. So who knows if they'll fix it. But normally with Boss Nass and the Gungans, you need a full team of Gungans to summon the allied shield generator. Well, before we thought, oh, you can't have a 5th member in there because that's going to break it up if it's not a Gungan. Well, that's not the case. You can throw in literally whatever you want in that last spot, and you will get the generator. And Gungans, if you can get the shield generator and have a full team of 5, you can put them on defense, and they're kind of gnarly to handle, even without having Jar Jar Binks in there. And as you can see, the shield generator came up. So this is a bug. I don't know if it's going to be here forever, but you know how CG is. They take a long time, and the team's kind of new, so you know they don't maybe want to take off the wheels. They maybe wheeled on them, but I suspect they will fix in the future. But the good news is, if you are going to build them up, you can throw them on defense. So it's not like they only can get stuck on offense for the time being. So that's option number one. The big downside is there's a lot of counter attack needed. And, you know, Jar Jar's event, we don't know when the heck it shows up. It's one of those things where it shows up once in a millennium. But you see the benefits that I've outlined. It's just really the counter attack that's making me wonder, am I going to get the best bang per buck? So that's number one. The number two thing that I had in my potential list, now that we're almost done at Profundity, is Galactic Legend Leia Organa. As we did the updated free-to-play farming guide not too long ago, the whole part of Galaxy Heroes now, to be optimal, is the Skywalker Triangle, which involves Master Luke, Leia, as well as Jabba. And as you can see, we already got 2 points of the triangle done, and now we just got one more. And the benefit of Galactic Legend Leia after finishing up Master Luke and Jabba is we tackled a lot of the stuff that's needed for Galactic Legend Leia. As you can see, we already got a nice chunk of stuff done. It's really just mostly a function of getting the marquees that we're still waiting to fully get double drop. Captain Rex's double drop farm, but we're in for Scout Trooper Drogon as well as Nisa. Nice thing about Drogon, he's a Cantina farm, so he's kind of fast to move along. So really, it's mostly Nisa, Scout Trooper that I got to worry about, and of course the Kyrotex and the Relic 7. But I already have a lot of progress for it. Only drawback is that it's kind of a singular purpose, just getting Leia. I'm not going to really get any auxiliary side benefits from going with Galactic Legend Leia. Of course, getting Captain Rex up and running is great, but really building on my Ewoks isn't all that big of a deal. Akbar is kind of useless to me, especially since, well, I'm going to get Profundity later on today. Scout Trooper won't make much sense. I don't have Gideon. I mean, yeah, the Scout Trooper will be all right with Iden Versio, but you can see the hesitations with the farm like this. I still want to get Leia, and originally my plan was, after I get Profundity, I was going to go into this next project, as we're going to talk about, and then Leia. So this is the next option we have here. But there was one thing I was considering doing even before Leia, kind of like a fun side project to kind of fill in a few spots. And that farm, my friend, is Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is like a great, I always like to do this. I like to bounce things out. You know, 1 second you get a Galactic Legend, you do a big project, then you kind of do a fun project, right? Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is 1000% a fun project. No real reason to get Jedi Knight Cal Kestis unless you have like Master Luke, you know, Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke. Maybe if you want him in territory battles with some random people, maybe, but that's not the primary focus of this guy. Here's the big problem with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, as we can see. Well, I'm almost to 7 stars with the requirements, which is fine. So let's go show you the Journey Guide tab. You know, we're almost there, you know, again, kind of like in a similar spot with Gungans. You know, I already have Cal to 7 stars, so it's mostly just kind of getting the final pieces to get Marin, Seer, Saugr, and Tarful up to 7 stars. Again, power tech heavy, but the upside is gear 12 is only you needed to get Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Other problem that I have is I really don't have a Night Sister team. The Wookiees aren't really a thing. And then on top of that, you know, unaligned Force users aren't quite there yet for me. I mean, I could make something out of Seer Junda Cal, some leftover stuff, but by no means is it a Malicos. However, there's a side thing that it's making me consider maybe go for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. I'm on track to getting Luthen Rail. We're going to get him just at the same rate as I have with Bane, as I am with Queen Amidala. So once Luthen's unlocked, I'll get him within the next 3 conquests after that. So we're on track to getting him soon, and I'll have Saw Gerrera by then. Luthen Rail is supposed to be very solid with Saw Gerrera. So that's another reason why I'm considering it. But as I said, the reasons that I'm considering against this, Kyro Tech heavy, number 1 for all these characters, they all need a bunch of Kyro Tech. And number 2, I'm not going to get full advantage of these characters immediately. Unlike Starkiller, his requirements were immediately beneficial to my roster. But then there's a 4th option that we have here. And this one's kind of a big one as well. Let's go hop over to the Journey Guide again and show you the 4th option that I have on the table. And that is Jedi Master Kenobi. This guy right here. And this one kind of is tying into some of the latest themes of Galaxy Heroes with Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. We already know that Ahsoka Tano, the baby one, is going to be required for Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. Well, Ahsoka Tano is kind of important for Jedi Master Kenobi, right? So, okay. Not to say I'm going to rush for Ahsoka Tano on my free-to-play account. Likely it's not going to happen anytime soon. But it would help Master Kenobi because you kind of got to get her up in order to get the full benefit out of the Jedi Master Kenobi team. That's thing number 1. I have a suspicion I'm going to make a video later on. Don't you worry about it. I already got some things penciled in what I think the expected requirements are for Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. But my overall theory is it's probably going to dip into some Lord Vader stuff, maybe going to dip as well into some Jedi Master Kenobi stuff. But even putting that aside for a moment, the benefit of a Jedi Master Kenobi farm right now where my account is, number one, I pretty much have everything to 7 stars minus Shakti, which again, she's almost there. I have other stuff I can work on while I get Shakti to 7 stars. Not as much Kyrotech needed to get to gear 12 and above. The only exclusions are going to be Wat Tambor, Bo, and Shakti. Those are the 3 Kyrotech ones. The other ones are fairly fast to get to gear 12. And the other benefit that we have here, Jedi Master Kenobi has 2 capital ship pilots right here. General Kenobi and the General Grievous here. And as you can see, I almost have a 7-star Malevolence. I already have all the Malevolence, basically core ships. We have 7-star Vulture Droid, almost to a 7-star Hyena Bomber, and having a higher relic, General Grievous, that's going to go a long way to make my Malevolence even better. However, the other thing that I've been really eyeing as well is finally getting to my General Kenobi. And if I do Jedi Master Kenobi's requirements, that in turn is going to have to force me to finally build up my Galactic Republic fleet. We have Negotiator 5 stars. After I get my Malevolence to 7 stars, we're going to get Negotiator up and running. And having to force out the build up, for example, the Ahsoka Tano, I would do that on my own here. And then the other stuff would be beneficial, I think, to kind of move my Galactic Republic fleet along even more. And maybe finally, even though Bad Batch isn't quite a part of the Galactic Legend Kenobi requirements, I'd probably gear him up a little bit more because Marauder with the Negotiator, oh, it's a match made in heaven. So building up 2 fleets is kind of a big deal. And on top of it, the biggest thing that I think anyone who's pushed for Jedi Master Kenobi needs to consider before they get on the grind, where is your Commander Ahsoka Tano in terms of how many shards are you at? Because otherwise, Master Kenobi is just not as amazing without Commander Tano. We've looked at the numbers. The numbers are telling of it all. But the good news is, check this out. We are very close to a Commander Ahsoka Tano. Waiting for Proving Grounds. You get 20 right every single go-round. So what is that? 20, 30? Yeah, so about like another 3 go-rounds, right? We should have Commander Ahsoka Tano unlocked. And that's about enough time for me to get a majority of my Master Kenobi stuff. I don't know if I'll be done. I could maybe be done in 3-4 months or so. I think that sounds about right. And that way, once Commander Tano's unlocked, we'll have the Master Kenobi to slot her in. I think that's the biggest thing. There's no point of going for Master Kenobi, really, unless you're ready with Commander Ahsoka Tano. And with a couple more Proving Grounds around the corner, we'll be A-OK. So that's basically the other reason. But there's also one more consideration that's also having me lean towards maybe doing a Master Kenobi farm. And that's this right here. Queen Amidala. We talked a lot about the Naboo raid during the Gungan segment. Well, Queen Amidala is one of the units for the Naboo raid. And the good news is, I'm going to have her unlocked within the next couple of Luthen Rail conquests. So in the next 2 conquests or so, she's going to be unlocked. And she can make use out of your Kenobi requirements that you have. You could throw in, for example, Yoda if you want. You could have someone throw in some other Galactic Republic stuff. Shakti, Ayla Secura. She could take advantage of those leftover requirements. But I also am considering as well to even build up my Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon. We're just kind of waiting to see where they're going to land. They're not farmable as of now. I'm assuming with the update in this upcoming week adding the Naboo raid, we'll at least see Padawan Obi-Wan be farmable. So that's kind of another reason why I'm considering Master Kenobi. Kind of like the Cal might build into Luthen Rail a little bit. I think here, building up Master Kenobi will let me get some use out of Queen Amidala. She's a solid team in the game. And also there's incentive to get this up and running. So with all that said, the 4 paths that I have offered to me, Gungans. We also have Jedi Knight Cal, which by the way, I think he'll probably be permanently added in the Journey Guide. I forgot to mention that in this next update, because it's been about a year since he came out, so no more waiting for him to show his face again. And then we have Galactic Legend Leia, Galactic Legend Kenobi as the ones that I really think are the most logical paths for him. Now, I would recommend someone to go for your Leia and do that, because it builds well into what you have already with Jabba and Leia. But looking at my personal situation with almost having Commander Ahsoka Tano, I'm curious to see if you guys agree. I think out of these paths ahead of me, I think the most logical one is going to be Master Kenobi. If you have Ahsoka Tano, Commander Tano, it's just logical to get the Master Kenobi up and running. It's going to build up my Negotiator. It's going to build up my Malevolence. Also give me some stuff to feed into the Galactic, not the Galactic Legend, but the Queen Amidala team that I have running, which will give me some benefits for this upcoming Naboo raid. So that's where I'm at right now. Just wanted to share the good news, number one, of my Profundity, and also kind of tell you guys these paths I've been considering. For the first time, I'm like, ooh, I have a lot of options. I don't know where to go. It's kind of nice having these options, but at the same time, it's like, oh boy, it's kind of a lot to take in. It's like, you know, you want to, and the most important thing is the Kyrotech investment. Kyrotechs are the biggest grind, in my opinion, for getting any of these requirements up and running. And I've been kind of holding on Kyrotech until I got Radis ready. And now I got to decide, where do those Kyrotechs go? And I'm thinking that Jedi Master Kenobi is the ticket for me. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe you guys in the same spot, you're trying to figure out how to work with this potential Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, the new Naboo raid, or you might just be in a similar situation like I have here, or at the minimum, you just like watching the greatest free-to-play account of all time. And if that's the case, thank you so much. I love this account. It's a ton of fun. Really, it is. It's really nice seeing that we're at a point where we're able to be competitive in Conquest. We're on top of the proving grounds now. And we're able to kind of keep up with the new stuff, you know, within a year, right? If you can keep up with the new stuff within a year, you're doing very well at Star Wars Galaxy Series. But again, as always, love to hear what you guys got to say. Leave that like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. Get ready for this week, because it's going to be a busy one. And more importantly, always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.